Hello there. In today's video we'll get to know what enclaved sovereign states are like. For a state to be an enclaved one means to be strategically at most disadvantageous position. On the contrary, being an island state means to be strategically at most advantageous position. Every other geographical location lies somewhere in between in terms of ease to grow. In order to understand how disadvantageous it potentially can be for a state to be an enclave, we'll discuss all other strategic locations ranging from most advantageous to the most disadvantageous. So let's start. Number 1. Island nations. If a country is an island sovereign state, it means it's surrounded by some sea or an ocean. Island nations are normally considered to be the most stable nations. Land borders normally create more disputes between and among nations. The absence of borders usually means peace. Island nations make most of their being surrounded by water for trade, etc. The Great Britain, Japan, New Zealand and Australia are good examples of island nations. Number 2. Open countries. With comparatively long coastline, the sovereign open states having comparatively long coastline enjoy the benefits of both land links and sea links with the outer world. International giants like the USA, Russia, China, India, Germany, France, Brazil, etc. are good examples of this type. Portugal and Spain were the firsts to take that advantage. With their exploration of the unknown unexplored world through sea routes, the age of imperialism started. Number 3. Semi-enclaves. Semi-enclaved state is a state which is embedded deep in the territory of another state but is having an opening at sea. In simple words, these are the countries that are largely sandwiched within the land of another country but having one small coastline at one end. The Gambia is the only country that is truly eligible to be called a semi-enclave. If you look at its map, it appears like a wedge driven deep into the territory of Senegal. So one side of its borders being open to Atlantic Ocean. In order to understand it more clearly, compare the Gambia with Togo, another African country. Togo is also a thin strip of land, appears to have been wedged between foreign lands. But it is not surrounded by the territory of one state but rather three. Togo is having Benin on its east, Burkina Faso on its north and Ghana on its west. Two other states, Monaco as well as Brunei, are also included in the list of semi-enclaves by many. But I don't consider these two to be semi-enclaves because both of these states are having proportionately long coastlines. Number 4. Landlocked states. A landlocked country is a country that does not have any territory connected to an ocean. Currently, there are 44 landlocked countries. Two of them, namely Liechtenstein and Uzbekistan, are doubly landlocked. Kazakhstan is the world's largest landlocked country, while Ethiopia is the world's most populous landlocked country. For state to be landlocked means you don't have the freedom to do trade through sea routes through your own ports. You practically can't have a naval forces of your own. So you cannot be a complete package to be a global power. Economically, it's less likely for a nation to be prosperous if it's a landlocked country. 9 of the 12 countries with the lowest Human Development Index rankings are landlocked. But yes, exceptions are there. Most of the exceptions are in Europe. These are Andorra, Austria, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg and Switzerland. Number 5. Enclaves. With this we come to our actual topic of discussing enclaved sovereign states of the world. But first let's try to define it. Even a part of a state entirely surrounded by the territory of other state is called enclave. But when the entire country is surrounded by the territory of a single other country, it is called an enclaved sovereign state. And there are only 3 such sovereign states, means independent countries, in the world that are of this kind. These are Lesotho, San Marino and Vatican City. The first one is enclaved by South Africa, while the second and the third are enclaved by Italy. So these 3 are the only enclaved sovereign states. Being an enclaved sovereign state means that the country is at disadvantage to the extent that it has no land connectivity with the rest of the world if the country encircling it doesn't allow it to use its roads. Whereas in case of a landlocked country you have more than one options or countries to be connected to the rest of the world through their roadways. So an enclaved sovereign state is on the mercy of one state it is enclaved in. Other eventual disadvantages might be dangerous strategic location, limited cross-border trade, unavailability of sea routes, no chances to have its own naval forces, etc. Therefore, even the very existence of an enclaved sovereign state may be in danger if the theory reflects in practice. But mercifully, in the cases of our three enclaved sovereign states, there's not much to worry about, because they enjoy incredibly good and friendly relations with the countries surrounding them. Otherwise, these sensitive relationship as well as this unique arrangement couldn't have sustained. Let's know about them one by one. Lesotho, which is surrounded by South Africa, depends on South Africa for most of its economic affairs, and its foreign policy is often aligned with that of Pretoria. As an enclave of South Africa, with which it shares a 1,106 kilometers or 687-mile border, it is the largest sovereign enclave in the world, and the only one outside of the Italian peninsula. It is situated in the Maloti Mountains and contains the highest peak in southern Africa. It has an area of over 30,000 square kilometers or 11,600 square miles and has a population of about 2 million. Its capital and largest city is Maseru. The country is also known by the nickname the Mountain Kingdom. San Marino, officially the Republic of San Marino, is also known as the Most Serene Republic of San Marino, is a European microstate surrounded by Italy. Located on the northeastern side of the Apennine Mountains, it is the fifth smallest country in the world, with a land area of just over 61 square kilometers or 23.5 square miles and a population of 33,642, as of 2023. San Marino's military forces are among the smallest in the world. National defense is, by arrangement, the responsibility of Italy's armed forces. Different branches have varied functions, including performing ceremonial duties, patrolling borders, mounting guard at government buildings, and assisting police in major criminal cases. The police are not included in the military of San Marino. Vatican City. Officially, the Vatican City State is a landlocked sovereign country or a microstate and is an enclave in Rome, the capital city of Italy. It became independent from Italy in 1929 with the Lateran Treaty. The Holy See or the Vatican is also a metonym for the Pope and the Catholic Church. The country has the world's smallest land area and the smallest population, with 764 citizens as of 2023. So all the three enclaved sovereign states in the world enjoy friendly relations with the states they're encircled by. Hadn't they been that lucky, their existence would have been impossible. So the most disadvantageous strategic location even might not be that catastrophic as has shown by successful survival of these enclaved states so far. But it doesn't mean that an enclave is supposed to be a convenient or comfortable area. It's really very surprising that all the three political enclaves are fortunate enough to have quite amicable relationships with the states that surround them. But the territorial enclaves are not as peaceful or safe areas as our political enclaves are. How disadvantageous, dangerous and unsafe it can be for people to live in an enclave, I'll discuss in my next video. Till then, take care of yourself. Goodbye.